So tonight we're going to be talking about what products we use to clean the inside of our Airstream. Now, we are not endorsed by any of these different products or manufacturers. This is just what has worked really well for us during our 2 years of full-time living without any sort of ill effects. So let's get started. So the number one go-to cleaner we use is the Pledge Multisurface cleaner. And so this is actually something that Airstream does endorse and recommend. So you'll see this mentioned in your owner's manual, plus you'll see it on the Airstream blog online. We use this for all of our surfaces. So our solid surface countertop, all of our wood furniture, including the overheads, the aluminum siding on the inside. This basically cleans everything. The other tip I'll say is, we most often will use it with paper towels, but when you're cleaning some of the surfaces, maybe the aluminum, it actually works a little bit better if you use a microfiber rag with it. We have a lot of these on hand. So I actually had bought these for a completely different purpose before we ever hit the road, for cleaning stuff related to guns. And so we had a ton of them and we brought a good handful of them with us. We use it for cleaning everything interior, but also as our regular drying rag. They come in handy. So, Pledge. So next up is the Dawn Platinum Powerwash. And so we use this for cleaning our dishes. You know how much we like to cook, so we need something that is good on fighting grease, but also at the same time works in an RV. And so what do I mean by that? Most of us are typically pretty concerned about conserving water, either our use of it or how much our tanks are filling up or how fast they're filling up. And so the thing that's actually nice about the Dawn Powerwash is that when it sprays out, it sprays in a way that you can immediately use it. It's not like thick soap that you need to dilute with water before you can use it. So we find that we actually use a little bit less water by cleaning all of our dishes with this. One of the other things that I will do with Dawn Powerwash is I'll use it to spot clean some of the furniture that we have, the upholstered furniture on the Globetrotter. A lot of times things will just come clean just with water, but if I need to add a little bit of soap, this is actually the perfect way to do it. I can just spray it on, wipe it with the microfiber, and typically the whatever it is will come right off. So while we're on the topic of Dawn, the other product we use is just plain old Dawn dish soap. So again, you know how much we like to cook, and when we wash dishes, we know that there's going to be some food solids and some grease and fats that are going to make it down the drain. We do a good job of making sure that we don't just dump fats straight down it, but we just recognize that some are going to get through. And so every couple months, what we'll do is we will dump a whole bottle of this down our drains that feed into our gray tank. So I'll put most of it down the kitchen sink, but then I'll put some of it down the shower and the bathroom sink. What I'll do after we fill it up or empty this in it, is I'll fill the tank up to 100%, let it sit overnight, and then just dump it the next day. And what that does is it just helps loosen up some of those other fats and other solids that may have kind of sat around the edges of the tank, and flush them out. Obviously I haven't seen what the inside of our tank looks like, but our tank sensors actually continue to read accurately. So it makes me feel really good about using this. And again, we don't have any issues with the drains. The other thing that we do is we keep our gray tank closed all the time. So we don't leave it open at any point, just because we know that we are going to have some food solids that are going to go down there, and we don't want those to actually just sit on the bottom and cause a problem. So the other thing that we'll use the Dawn dish soap for is to spot clean our floors. And so we obviously vacuum, and with the dogs, we end up vacuuming probably once a day. We have the Dyson, which makes it really nice, easy, and convenient to be able to break it out every single day. But sometimes you do want to be able to actually mop or clean the floors. We have the Globetrotter, so we have that basket weave type of flooring. It's actually done excellent as far as staying clean. Typically I've only had to spot clean things, and for that I would just use a little bit of soap diluted with some water, and then I can just take a rag to it. Everything comes up pretty clean. I will also say that we do have the composite floor. We don't have the wood. And so that makes me feel a little bit better about adding moisture to the floor. I would still be very careful about adding just excess moisture in your rig. Moisture is just one of those things that we all want to try to prevent. And I also wouldn't want to have any of that moisture get soaked up into any of the furniture. So the other cleaning item that we have on hand is just straight white vinegar. And so this is actually white vinegar that I also use for cooking, but can be used for cleaning. If you want to use a lot of vinegar for cleaning, or let's say you have a tanked water heater where you're going to be using it to actually descale it, you can buy cleaning vinegar, which comes in a higher percentage, but it also comes in a bigger bottle. It's like a gallon size. And so I just don't want to deal with having something that large to store. So, and we also have a tankless water heater. So anyway, I just use the regular cooking vinegar. And so I will use this for a couple specific things. So again, moisture. We all are constantly fighting that to a certain extent. And so if you've ever camped in climates like the Pacific Northwest, or just in those kind of moderate temperatures where maybe your AC isn't running, or maybe even you're getting some moisture on the windows because you're running your furnace, that moisture over time can start to build up a little bit of mold on some of your windowsills and maybe some other surfaces. And vinegar is a great way to be able to clean that. It's also safe if it gets on the aluminum, which is key. The other things I'll use the vinegar for is actually to clean the inside of the refrigerator when we're defrosting it. I'll use it to clean the inside of the convection microwave. The other thing you can use it for is to clean out maybe your shower drain. So let's say maybe it's not draining super fast and you've, unclogged it, but you might want to just kind of clean the inside of it out. I will just pour some baking soda along with some vinegar down the drain, and it just helps loosen anything out and get it flowing into the gray tank. So vinegar, again, just super easy to have on hand. Use it for cooking, and then you can also double it for cleaning. So this video is not going to go into how we treat our black tanks, but if that's something you're interested in, let us know, drop us a comment. We'd be happy to put together a video on it. And if this is the kind of content that you're interested in, be sure to subscribe. So moving on to cleaning a couple things related to the bathroom. So one of the products that we use for cleaning the toilet is the unique Scrub It. And so one of the key reasons that we use this is we do use the whole unique line of products for black tank treatment. And the way those work is that they use bacteria and enzymes to help break down solids. So if you are using a method like that, you don't want to use any cleaners that contain bleach, because that will basically kill off all of those good bacteria and enzymes that you are trying to add. So it defeats the purpose. So if you're using a method like that, you want to make sure that anything you're putting down your black tank doesn't have bleach. And so for those reasons, we use the unique Scrub It. The other thing related to the toilet cleaning is the brush we use. And we mentioned this during our bathroom organization video. So we use a silicone brush. So that's different than some of the other household ones that you might find that are more of a stiff bristled brush. And the idea there is you just don't want something that's going to be too rough on that seal that's at the bottom of the toilet. You want to keep odors down, and you want that bowl to be able to hold water in it at all times. And so using the silicone brush just helps preserve that seal. Now, the other thing that is good to mention about toilet bowl cleaner is that if you are going to use one of the more traditional ones that does contain bleach and probably all sorts of other things, is toilet bowl cleaner is very caustic. And so toilet bowl cleaner should only ever be used in toilet bowls. You will see all sorts of other, videos out there that'll say how good it is at cleaning grout and other things. It's very caustic. For those of you who do have the Globetrotter and you have some of the other sink surfaces like ours where there's a little lip here, one day I got the bright idea that, it would be really nice to be able to really get in that and clean it out and make sure there's nothing growing. And I used toilet bowl cleaner. And I don't know if you could see it, but the toilet bowl cleaner dripped all the way down in all these different lines, and it actually etched the inside of the sink. I've since used some of the
Barkeeper's Friend
a couple times to basically try to etch it a little bit more to get it off. So I learned that lesson. Don't do that. Now, when it comes to cleaning anything else in the bathroom, the shower, the sink, anything else that's going to drain into your gray tank, it's absolutely fine to use something that does contain bleach. And while I don't typically like to use a lot of bleach in the camper because the smell can just be too much in such a small space, I do still like to have some of it on hand. But I would say, as far as what you're going to clean the surfaces of your bathroom sink and your shower, it's really a matter of preference. But just to make it clear that that's actually one of the times that it's fine to be able to use some bleach. And so the last thing on our list is actually a magic eraser. And so this comes in handy when I have some spots, particularly on the furniture, that I can't get off by just using the pledge. And so magic erasers are pretty awesome. They are really good at taking out spots. But the key to remember is the reason why they're that good is because they are mildly abrasive. So you do just want to be careful when you are using this that you're not scrubbing too hard and you're actually starting to remove like any of the finishes. You can use these on the aluminum itself. Personally, I haven't, but if you do, you just want to make sure that you actually rub with the grain of the aluminum. The other thing that they can be really handy for is cleaning the inside of the shower door. If you have some soap scum on there, the magic erasers are really good at removing that without damaging the glass.
And so that's a review of our top cleaning products that we use on the inside of our Airstream. We hope you enjoyed it, you found it helpful. If you have any other products that you find helpful or tips, feel free to drop them in the comments for us.